very much for the time to join us this morning. Can you all see my screen okay? Piotr, can you see my screen?
Yeah, Sian, we can see your screen. Everything's great, so we can see.
Okay, fantastic, guys. So, again, thanks very much for taking the time to join us today, and thanks to Bakotech for hosting this call. We really appreciate it. My name is Cian Harrington. I'm the Channel Account Manager for your region here at AlienVault. This morning, what I'd just like to do is present a few slides introducing AlienVault and speaking a small bit about our solution. Not too much. Miroslav will be going into a lot more detail about that just after me. So let's start off with the really basic information, right? AlienVault was founded in 2007, and we're headquartered in San Mateo in California, but we were actually founded in Madrid in Spain. We were founded by a group of engineers working for the very large telecommunications company Telefonica with a very simple idea. Those engineers wanted to simplify security solutions. The way they went about it was that they looked at all the really core technologies that businesses needed to protect themselves at the time, and they put these core technologies into one place, creating the unified security management platform we'll speak about in a few more slides. Since 2007, we're 10 years old. We've grown our business to include over 5,000 commercial customers. So we're doing something right. We're extremely popular across the world with some really big customers signed up. Reading through Vanity Fair last week, our CEO was actually interviewed, and the goal for the business at the end of this year is to grow the business to 8,500 commercial customers. Because that there's a great opportunity for a lot of you guys. So we're the only company to be named in the Gartner Magic Quadrant SIEM Visionary section. This has happened the last 4 years, and we're going to be there again this year. The reason we're visionary is because we provide end users with more than just SIEM technology, more than just SIEM functionality. We can get into that in a little bit more detail just in a few more slides. So the AlienVault mission, guys. As I've mentioned, we're dedicated to providing a simplified security solution. We do this by consolidating those 5 core point products and putting them in one place. What AlienVault does is it gives IT companies with not too much in-house resources, limited money, and the ability to accelerate and simplify their threat detection and remediation efforts, as well as regulatory compliance. One of the selling points is that our configuration is very easy. Not without its challenges, granted, but in theory you can go from deployment to receiving logs and getting going within 1 day. Of course, a lot of traditional security point products require extensive configuration and tuning during deployment. I used to work for a company where a POC alone used to take 1.5 to 2 months to set up. And once that was set up, the end user used to have to train in the product so they can understand the reports and the logs that they're reading. Extremely easy to deploy. It can be deployed, we'll take our POC for example. Our POC is a 30-day free download from our website. I strongly recommend that all of you guys on the call take it at our website, find the free trial and download it for yourselves to take a look at our products. It's as simple as that. Very easy. We've got the option of deploying hardware or virtual, and we can deploy the virtual product within 1 day. We can configure all your products, all your other security solutions into our AlienVault product within 1 day. In this day and age, timing is absolutely everything in security. The last Mandiant report I read said that attackers could spend almost 146 days on average within somebody's environment before they even become detected. So the faster you can deploy products that are going to help you and create that visibility, the better, okay? So what a lot of our customers is that they go to the market and they pick up different tools from different vendors, different defenses from different vendors. And each tool is extremely good at what it does. However, collectively, they may not talk to each other. Situation where the end user may have 5 or 6 different monitors with 5 or 6 different reports, 5 or 6 different sets of alerts. This creates a lot of false positives and can be quite overwhelming for the end user. Because as it sits behind all those defenses, it takes logs, it correlates them, and puts them in order of importance. Add to that our threat intelligence, which I will speak about more down the line. But for now, we've got two sources of threat intel. Both are owned by AlienVault. We don't rely on third-party vendors to supply us with intelligence. This comes from our AlienVault Labs team and our Open Threat Exchange. So it moves me on nicely to the nuts and bolts, or all-in-one approach to threat detection. It starts with the AlienVault USM platform, the Unified Security Management System, which we'll go into in more depth in the very next slide, and the 2 prongs of our security intelligence, the AlienVault Labs team and the Open Threat Exchange. The AlienVault Labs team is a team of experts stationed in Texas, in the United States, and their sole purpose is to test the latest malware threats and the latest threat actors out there, and to update the USM products with the information that they uncover. Exchange is an open community which you can Google straight after this call if you wish. It's free to go on, and it's a community of IT companies, people who are hunting malware for hobbies, and there's 7,000 participants. And what they're doing is they're updating the latest threats that they're seeing into this Open Threat Exchange. And they do that, all the alerts are correlated and again sent to the USM as part of updates. Okay, so now you can see the USM platform. The 5 functionalities are 5 products that we've taken and put into one. SIEM, behavior monitoring, intrusion detection, vulnerability assessment, and asset discovery. The USM platform unifies all of these essential technologies into a single platform, providing the end user with the visibility and control they need from one single console. Instead of having to deploy and manage each of these separately, you install just one platform. A lot of the end users that we speak to find that installing a lot of these, all these products individually, costs an awful lot of money. With the AlienVault USM, you buy one license and you get the 5 functionalities in one. This is what really makes us visionary in the Gartner SIEM Magic Quadrant. The fact that you have SIEM, so that you have the SIEM functionality, but you added to that, you have the behavioral monitoring, intrusion detection, vulnerability assessment, and asset discovery. To that, the AlienVault Labs SIEM. The way we do our Labs SIEM is an extension of the end user's IT team, and we do the work for them. The USM's integrated threat intelligence from the Labs team eliminates the need for IT teams to spend time conducting their own research on emerging threats or on alarms triggered by their security tools, meaning that when you have an alert, you have already received updates on this alert from our AlienVault Labs team and the Open Threat Exchange, which essentially speeds up your time to respond and will also gives you information on how you can respond. The AlienVault Labs team updates the USM platform daily. Final source of intelligence, the Open Threat Exchange, that's actually after change. The figures here are after changing since I last updated the slide. We now have more than 87,000 participants across 140 countries. These guys are updating site daily. Last month we signed up companies like Facebook and Oracle, to add to companies like RSA, FireEye, Palo Alto, who are all feeding what they're seeing out in the wild into this Open Threat Exchange. then being correlated and sent to the USM as a list of updates. Okay. Purchased by customers across loads of different vectors. So you have financial services, automotive industry, education, with nearly 6,000 customers. AlienVault is out there and very much alive. So thank you much for your time this morning. I just want to pass you back over to Peter. Thank you.
Actually, this is Miroslav from here. So Peter, I believe, is with us because I can see Peter on the participants, but here is Miroslav. So welcome everyone. My name is Miroslav. I'm a pre-sales engineer in Bakotech, and today we're going to have a brief overview of AlienVault console. There is no time to go very deep, but my goal is to configure it and what we can do under the AlienVault console. Okay, a little about my environment. This is the all-in-one machine, and I have two assets connected. What is the asset? I will in the few minutes. When you log into the console, you can see the dashboard and some graphical representation of the logs, I'd say. I wouldn't like go through the dashboard, go through the overview, because every of this component I talked about it during the presentation. So the dashboard, and what is more important here, you can simply change the dashboard. So here you can add, for example, taxonomy, vulnerabilities, etc. It's up to you what you like to see in the graphical view. But to move on, first thing important for me, this is the environment part. You have assets and groups, and the asset is one individual IP address, I would say. So every machine which have individual IP address, let's say endpoint, let's say, I don't know, router or thing, this is an asset, and we can connect asset to our environment to collect the logs, because server is collecting the logs, normalize it, and send to the server, which is second component. This whole is collecting this, storing database, etc. And this is simply managing part. And there is a third component, which is a log collector, which stores the logs in the flat file. So you can have logs, historical information. But to move on, we have assets. We can add the assets manually. We can click add host, type IP address, choose the, for example, I don't know, let's say network device, firewall, type operating system, choose is it external or is it external asset. Can add asset from the outside of your network. Why would you do that? For example, the security part, if you have knowledge that from IP there would have some attacks before on another machine, you can add asset here, and for example, the logs from this IP if some things appear. So you are under attack 100% even. So let's move forward. After add assets, I can connect. Nobody would like to add asset manually and click hundreds to add a few assets from our network, but you have option scan for a new asset. And for example, when I go with this and scan my whole network, AlienVault will find the machine from my network. And this is the result of this kind of scan. As you can see, I have information about host IP, origin, and MAC address. I can update manage asset and add it to asset list, but I can schedule the scan like this and some asset with some scan my network, for example, with some frequency. So after I have this asset here, I have a WatchGuard, which is a firewall. We have this wall in our portfolio, but it's not meant right now. When you to the WatchGuard and open the more details about it, we have something like plugins. And let's wait one moment. And it's been data from it and etc. But what is more important, when you have, for example, I don't know, 60 devices, I would go a new asset at plugin, which device it is. For example, a Meraki. I saw here Meraki, and click save. Then AlienVault will be able to parse these logs and show you information what kind of logs is it more traffic, is it some kind of behavior, and etc. So this is the way how you connect your network environment to the AlienVault, collecting data and parsing logs. And when you guide, you can collect logs, for example, from a Windows machine, from a Linux machine, from network devices. What I said, you can collect this data. Let's say you have two different offices, and you want to have a server in our office and a second server in collect the data from a second office. So you have to put the sensor in the second office and connect the sensor with a machine via VPN, and then we'll be able to collect logs from the second office. For example, one office in Warsaw and another office in Paris. Okay, you can add ability networks, group these networks, assets. When you have two different networks, as I said before, for example, different office, you can add two different networks. But what happens when you do not have a plugin for a device you'd like to add a console? There are ways to create a plugin. I will talk about it in the near future. First way is to write it on your own in the Python. I guess Sion can confirm AlienVault is able to provide this plugin them for do it. And another way is to logs here and create plugin on. I will show you how to do it. But I think it's a vulnerability scan. You can find some vulnerabilities in your system. As you can see, I made scan of my Windows platform, and I have some results that there is a high risk and serious risk vulnerabilities in there. So you can do it. This is a OpenVAS threat database, and as you can see, there is plenty of vulnerabilities here. AlienVault is still working on adding new vulnerabilities here. So you can vulnerabilities in your machine, in your devices. You can ability schedule admin scan and even import file from a NASS. Yes, most of you know NASS, so if you have NVA file, you can add it here and have information from NASS database. Okay, we have NetFlow, and not talk more about it. This is simply collecting the NetFlow data. We have traffic capture, so we can create app and see the logs. For example, Shark, and for example, is a session for TCP is prepared, etc. It's up to you from which asset you'd like to collect data. which is about your host. For Windows machine, for example, local machine, the Windows machine is up, local machine is up, I have details about it. I can create a map, add Windows here, add localhost here. And as you can see, ping is okay, packet loss is 0%, etc. It's up to me what you'd like to see here. I can create reports, for example, event summary report, and there is some kind of tuning settings here. I can create some kind of report, but reports I will go a little bit further and a little bit later. Next section. This is the part when you configure agents, each agents from the Linux, from the Windows machine. It's up to you. Like to add agents. You simply add agents button and, for example, agents to this host. It's up to you. Then you can deploy this agent automatic from here. You can sorry for that. This was my phone. And so here. What is important? This connection needs to be good. And deploy, and then deploy this agent to the host. When you have agents, maybe you should tune it up what kind of information you'd like to collect, and you need to go to the config chart, and here we have rules. I have some help here. Example, I like to know about detecting file changes on Windows. So this is the rule: AlienVault Windows theme roles.exml. If it will be disabled, then you will not show this information in your logs. But I here theme rules. So it's up to you what kind of rules you'd like to add here. You have some help which tell you what kind of rules is doing what in AlienVault. And let's see, is it working? If we have alarms, if we have some CMEs, of course, this is public IP address machine, so plenty of botnets are scanning this machine and looking for a the authentication and some kind of into this system. And see, I have alarm because AlienVault correlate my logs, and this is a simple explanation how it does. The first event is correct log into the machine, and the second is failed log into machine. And for example, we have 100 trials of logins. So AlienVault will correlate these logs, and so alarm with information that somebody is trying to make, for example, force attack. What correlation was used? For this, there are plenty events, but correlated as a brute force attack. We can collect login from WatchGuard. You saw I have WatchGuard plugin and receive data. Yes, status. So as you can see, logs from my firewall WatchGuard, and I have information. This is a normal traffic. This is a low risk. And information about raw logs. This is the raw logs from WatchGuard. As you can see, coming here in the real time. So security SIEM from WatchGuard, but do we have things from Windows machine? I won't like this. It's not matter. Okay, without WatchGuard traffic, let's go like this. 46 and the source and destination IP. The whole registry integrity checksum change on the machine. The change was made in the Hacker local machine, system current controller, etc. But as you can see, WordCard is collecting the logs. This is the most important information from here. You can the logs. But when you implement in your environment, your network, from the beginning, WordCard will collect all logs and all events from your environment. It's a good scenario because you can implement WordCard for 5 days. And AlienVault for 5 days, and for AlienVault find what was the logs and etc. And then after the 5 days of observation, use the machine for your needs. So from my point of view, the first stage will be only in the collecting of logs. And I told you your plugin. You start collection, and if you go manual training and add some training log file here, AlienVault will generate new logs. But we need to turn the smart event collection. So to do it, we need to under enough. Root privileges, and this is the arrow. We configure sensor and smart event collection. Yes, I want smart event to be turned on. Okay, and all changes. Yes, sure. And then you can see AlienVault is upon these changes, and after that I will have information about smart event collection. Let's move on because it will sometimes. I will tell you the more information on administration. For example, you can create templates of administration. For example, I'd like to have 2 users who will be able to log into this machine, and my user will be able to see for everything, which is a super admin user, and another user will be see, for example, dashboard overview, dashboard metrics, risk map, and it's up to me what I'd like to give another user. When I create this new user and assign this template to him, this is very simple. You have threat intelligence. Here you have policy, and with this policy you can make some actions. For example, I'd like to execute external script when some plugin create when I mention from source IP, from the destination IP. It's up to me how I like to create those rules. And as I mentioned before, you can create rules for external IP. And if you know external IP, which is making some actions before, make some malicious attack, and so can add it here. Correlation, which is gives, and I will from a default give you over 3,000 of correlations. You can simply new directive, but there is no time here to talk about it. If you'd like to know how to create this directive, what is important, why doing this, ask somebody from our organization. We will do some WebEx session especially for you, and talk about directives, talk about cross correlation, and etc. Talk about tuning of this machine. Correlation is very good, I think, because you can correlate information from 2 different sources. And for example, you have information from a HITS machine and a network machine about, I would say, your SQL Server login. If somebody tried to to go without the password and log to this. You have correlation from this login and some alarms and for example, execute external program or send mail to the administration, send notification to the administrator of your network. Let's go imports because it's a very important thing. You can create some reports here and create some, for example, reports for this before, for example, 4 file changes. I will report for 5 changes from data date range, from the layout, and etc. You can create your own layout. And this is the way how to create reports. This is the custom reports, which is which would be, from my point of view, very important for every organization, because you have reports which show you the data you'd like to see. Then you have information which is important for you, which for some point of view. Okay, let's go back to smart event question. If we have something here, yeah, we have information about AlienVault that is in virtual 1. It will be plugin F5. This log could be plugged in SonyBlow, and if you do manual training, you can simply adjust some settings and create plugins. Then you will have information about plugins generated and connect this plugin to your environment. The last thing I'd like to tell you is Open Thread Exchange. This is the outways which with information from all around the world, from all users from the AlienVault. It's not information about your internal network, but this is information about some risky events which have had in another machine has reported it. I do not have this kind of risky events in my machine, but I will use the machine from the AlienVault, and let's see, for example, this information. This is an indicator here. We have information about this risk. If we have information associated URLs, we have information about host name, about associated files, and as I told you before, I can add this IP address here to my console and create some for example, execute external script, even turn off the machine if you see some kind of ransomware behavior here, etc., etc. It's up to you what kind of script you'd like to execute. So, last thing for you might be very close. Let's say some of others find this machine, try to log in. Like this. Oh, I want to check. Maybe I can move further. Okay, the login was failed. Then we go to our machine, go to the settings, and user activity. As you can see, I tried to log from this IP address using this login. It was failed trial, and information about this, like information about time. So you can create those kind of reports with user activity, and for check if somebody tried to log machine from the network. Let's say this is a user activity. So as you see, I hope it's a very nice, very good solution, and it's not only for collecting the logs. It's some kind of additive plugins here, some kind of additive modules, which is security modules. As you can see, vulnerability scanner. You have some action you have some policy you can create. So this is not only this CM solution. It is a really good CM solution with some additive which is included in the licenses in this solution, the virtual appliance or hardware appliance, because AlienVault is available in two ways, I would say, basic ways: virtual appliance and hardware appliance. You can simply add another models, for example, sensor, for example, virtual, for example, a logger, and create separate device and separate machine for it. So from my side, this is everything about AlienVault. If you'd like to talk about AlienVault, our colleague from the Jakub, I would say you need to contact to collect some information about AlienVault. If you have some technical problems, some technical questions, Jakub obviously will ask me. We can do another WebEx session. We can do. I could share you some information. I could share you some PDF documents. So if you have some questions, please contact with Jakub, and we will definitely contact with you and with AlienVault test, AlienVault POC, AlienVault configuration. But if you like to test this machine, which is perfect from my point of view, you can download free trial version. VMware and Hyper-V. This is a 30 days free trial. You can download it, test this solution in your environment, do some POC, and convince yourself to the solution, because this is the best way from my point of view. If you test it with me, you'd like to work with this solution for sure. So if you run the test, please download free trial version, contact us. We can tune the machine and run some tests in your environment. And this is the person you should contact to some information about AlienVault and about this solution. Okay, for joining us today. Thank you for your time. I believe you will contact with us in the near future, and we will do some remote session. We will do some technical session. For me, this is a good idea. So have a nice day. Thank you once again for today, and touch in the near future. Bye bye. Thank you once again for today.